A large heat dome that's shifting into the northern tier of the United States, and along with it's coming clusters of showers and thunderstorms expected to ride along the northern edge of that heat dome. And that heat's really going to help to fuel the fire for some of these storms. And we don't see this very often, especially in northern parts of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. That's a level 3 out of 5 on our severe weather threat index. So if you're wondering, this does not include New York City, but it certainly does include upstate New York. So Burlington, Vermont, Bangor, Maine, we're talking to you. Let's get right to the timeline. I don't want to waste your time. So let me show you what this looks like and what it could look like as we head into the midweek. So for tomorrow morning, I think we're sounding the all clear. Breakfast looks fine tomorrow. If you're doing brunch or lunch on Tuesday, we're doing just fine. Look what happens immediately after lunchtime. We have energy from Canada that comes screaming in right around dinner time, 5, 6, 7 p.m. And I'm going to take this real slow and show you how quick these blossom right there. By 8 p.m., Marissa, we're talking about screaming storms through Bangor, Augusta, Berlin, that's northern parts of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine area. And some of these, as we head through midnight, could have just enough twist and just enough turn where we could see a tornado or two develop in here. And so, Marissa, we look at all the ingredients behind this. The upper level winds certainly there, but it's the moisture, the lift instability is going to give way to that biggest storm threat.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a nice calm period, but here we go again. In a way, very symptomatic of summer with the heating, and to get this far north with some of that instability and support, I think it is, be mindful as you get into the afternoon, especially as you get up into the Burlington area. If you're going out for a hike, certainly something that would be lightning generative as well. So yeah, so I think there's a lot of hazards to make note of.
Absolutely. Here's one of them right there. The wind threat with these. Some of these storms could produce winds upwards of 60 to 75 miles per hour. And keep in mind, when you head to Vermont, you head to New Hampshire, you head to Maine, one of the things that make this area so beautiful is the amount of trees.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about 75-mile-per-hour winds possible, this thing can knock down, we're talking like tens of hundreds of trees if we see like a robust thunderstorm scream on through.
Yeah, it's a very valid point. I mean, even just to reach the threshold of severe at 58 miles per hour can do a little bit of damage. And I think making note of the hazards being outside, not waiting out a storm in a car underneath a large tree, noting you do have a tornado risk with this. That area highlighted in the brighter shade of red, that's that level 2 threat when it comes to tornadoes. So a lot of hazards, again, that are going to be at play. Also a time of year when you do have a lot of people out, whether they're at the lake or they're out for a hike or whatever it may be.
Absolutely. You think about Bar Harbor, Acadia National Park area. The only thing that could be like a limiting factor with this is the fact that the timing on it. So a lot of these storms are expected to come blazing through right around sunset, if not after sunset. And sometimes when you have storms that come blazing through after sunset, it kind of loses the energy it needs. So maybe that might work in our favor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it just because of the heat. Like the heat's going to really fuel these things.
Yeah, I'd say we have heat advisories for this part of the country. Again, above average, where it's not an extreme heat watch, but it is heat that's elevated that could also be record-breaking when you talk about these records that could be broken by a degree or two. It's significant.
So that heat that you can see right here, by the time we get to Tuesday, that 90-degree fuel, if you will, it's almost like turning up the heat on your stove. That is what I think could produce the evening showers and thunderstorms Tuesday evening. Of course, we'll be on top of it every step of the way.
Yeah, those temperatures, man. Another 90 for Bangor, Maine.